Ho! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Third, the P0700 code itself doesn't tell you the specific problem. It's more of an alert. It says there's at least one other, more specific transmission-related code stored in the TCM's memory. This is a crucial point. You can't just fix P0700. You have to find the other codes that are causing it. These secondary codes are what will guide you to the actual root of the problem. Now, let's talk about the symptoms you might experience when a P0700 code is triggered. The most obvious one is the check engine light illuminating on your dashboard. But you'll likely notice issues with how your car drives, too. One of the most common symptoms is the transmission going into limp mode or failsafe mode. 2. This is a protective measure where the transmission locks itself into a single gear, usually second or third, to prevent further damage. Driving in limp mode is not fun. Your car will have poor acceleration and won't be able to shift gears, making highway driving difficult and potentially unsafe. You might also notice harsh or delayed shifting, where the car jerks when changing gears, v. In some cases, your vehicle might not shift at all, or it could even stall. Fuel efficiency will almost certainly take a nosedive because the engine and transmission aren't working together harmoniously. So what causes this troublesome code to appear? The possibilities are quite broad, which is why proper diagnosis is so important. It could be something as simple as low or dirty transmission fluid. Fluid is the lifeblood of your transmission. It lubricates, cools, and provides the hydraulic pressure needed to shift gears. If it's low or contaminated, the whole system suffers. Faulty shift solenoids are another very common culprit. These solenoids control the flow of fluid to engage different gears. When one fails, you'll have shifting problems. Electrical issues are also a major cause. This could be bad sensor, like a speed sensor, a damaged wiring harness, or a poor connection somewhere in the circuit. And in more serious cases, the problem could be with the TCM itself or internal mechanical failure within the transmission, like a worn-out clutch or a faulty torque converter. Alright, so you've got the P0700 code. What's the game plan? 2. The first and most important step is to get a quality OBD2 scanner that can read transmission-specific codes. A basic code reader might only show you the P0700A, but you need a more advanced tool to communicate with the TCM and pull those all-important secondary codes. Once you have the specific code, say, a code for a particular shift solenoid, your diagnostic path becomes much clearer. 2. After you have the codes, start with the simplest checks. Pop the hood and check your transmission fluid level and condition. The dipstick will tell you the level, and the fluid's color and smell can tell you a lot. Healthy fluid is typically bright red and doesn't smell burnt. If it's dark brown or black and smells burnt, that's a sign of internal problems. If the fluid is fine, move on to inspecting the wiring harness connected to the transmission. Look for any visible signs of damage, like frayed wires, corrosion on the connectors, or loose connections. Many transmission problems are simply due to a bad electrical connection. If the basics check out, your next steps will depend on the specific codes you found. 4. Example, if you have a code for a specific solenoid, you can test its electrical resistance with a multimeter to see if it S within the manufacturer S specifications. If you have a speed sensor code, you'd test the sensor and its circuit if all the external components and wiring seem fine. The problem might be more severe, pointing towards the TCM or internal transmission components. At this point, unless you're a very experienced DIYer with specialized tools, it's often best to consult a professional transmission specialist. They have the expertise and equipment to diagnose and repair complex internal issues. Trying to tackle a full transmission rebuild in your garage is a massive undertaking. In summary, P0700R is your transmission's way of crying for help. Don't ignore it. Start by scanning for the specific codes. Check the basics like fluid and wiring, and then follow the diagnostic path indicated by those codes. Addressing the issue promptly can save you from much more expensive repairs down the road and keep you driving safely. I hope this breakdown of the P0700 code was helpful. If you've ever dealt with this code, share your experience in the comments below. What was the cause in your case? As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more automotive content. See you in the next one.